Hey, what's going on? It's AD Rowntree and Chris Frank, the AD Show, and we are fortunate enough to be here with Lzzy Hale of Halestorm. Yeah. Thank you so much for joining us.
So nice to meet you finally.
Yes, great to meet you too. It's been a long road coming. Yes, you know.
Full disclosure, Chris manages Lzzy.
Well, let's not go that far.
He manages my personal baggage. Right. You know, yeah.
I mean, you do the same with me a lot of times too, so it's an even trade.
Let's just get this out of the way before anything else happens. I can talk to Chris about all of the bands that he works with, and he speaks fondly of all of them. However, when Halestorm comes up, when the idea of Halestorm comes to town, it's like he's moonwalking in Cloud 9 above the clouds going, guess what day it is? It's Halestorm Day. I'm like, yep, good morning to you too, Chris. He was very excited this morning.
That's awesome. I'm so glad.
I've been fortunate enough to work for the company that manages Halestorm for 11 years. But my relationship with this band and this woman goes back another decade before that.
Yeah.
And there are not many human beings on this earth as nice and humble and genuine as this woman and her band.
Hey.
Thank you.
None taken.
You're nice. You ain't Lzzy Hale.
Hey, he says. Thank you. Well, you know, I think that we all connect, and you're involved in this as well. It's like when you've been in this business, for the right reasons for a long amount of time, it becomes, less about, the ending of a race or putting yourself on the higher pedestal over this, or wait, what about that? And how big is a band are you? It's like, it's not any of that. It's we're all fans and we're all the same people, and we're all, it's survival at that point. We're going to outlast them all, and we do that.
Speaking of outlasting, did you have any backup whatsoever? Did you have any idea of what you might do with your life? Because you've been doing this for so long. Did you have any notion of what you might do should this whole thing not work out?
Once it started, there was no alternative. Both my brother and I were very adamant about that, because we were fearful that if we worked on something else, if we decided to be like, have a just in case, that this would never work out. So it was more or less kind of like a do or die situation. We're going to figure it out, and if it doesn't work out, then we'll see about that later. There's always the 9 to 5. We can always go back to college, all that kind of stuff. Well, not now. I think I've been in this band longer than I haven't been in this band. So yeah.
Is that a weird spot to hit where you realize you've been doing this longer than?
Oh yeah, it's mind blowing, but it's such a beautiful thing, because I never thought we'd make it that far. There's a difference between believing that you and myself and my brother were capable of great things. And we're talking, that's this week, 28 years ago. Wow. My brother, it's on August 9th, is when RJ and I had our first show as Halestorm. It was just the two of us. And we named the band Halestorm on the way to the gig. And from then on, it was like, well, what else can we do? What else can we accomplish? How do we get on the front page of the paper? It was all these tiny goals. But then to be here with you guys after all these years too, and be able to look at this thing that we've all helped build, and we've all, been a part of, and the bigger picture of it all. It's truly mind-blowing now that, I'm 40, started the band when I was 13. It's truly mind-blowing to me every single day that we get to do this together.
You always knew,
I knew that I wasn't going to be satisfied if I couldn't see if I could do it, and see if I could make it.
You felt like eliminating the backup plan
would have made this more focused and stronger. Now, in hindsight, I feel like retirement plan. Now that I'm 40, right? So retirement plan, I'm going back and forth between a demolition derby driver and stripper. Okay. Which I feel like I can
accomplish. Why not both
together?
I feel like I can accomplish both things. I'm a demolition derby driver by day and stripper at night. I think that would be a good little Batman situation that I can kind of slink off.
I think there's a way to combine the two together.
Yeah.
The reason I ask is if you always knew, was because meeting you for me actually predates Chris a little bit.
Oh, really?
Millennium Music Conference
Holy
in Harrisburg,
crap.
Pennsylvania. A buddy of mine used to manage you. And he was like, you got to come down to Harrisburg. I was in a band at the time. We played that conference, and I went and I saw you play a club. Your father was playing bass.
Yep.
And I remember me and the rest of the people in the club just going, and I remember the moment when it happened too. It was, you were playing everything. I was like, wow, she's got an incredible voice. You were 15, 16, I think at the time.
Around that time, yeah.
And you shredded on guitar and you played piano. You did a song called Rose in December.
Oh, yeah.
Still have a compact disc of that at home, which is probably worth something.
Gosh, that's like a whole other lifetime.
There was a moment where you got out the talk box and started playing guitar, and everyone in the room went, this is going to be.
I'm going to bring that back. I haven't done that in a while.
Yes, you do, because that was.
I still have my guitar as well.
Yeah,
that we have yet to see. I'm gonna. Yeah.
Everyone in the room, the moment the talk box came out, was like, "This is just ridiculous. This is a fully formed, mature adult musician in the body of a 16-year-old kid, and she's going to take over the world." And I'm never right about anything, but I was right that day. And here you are, about to play to thousands of people. So thank you for proving me right one time.
I can't. That's a blast in the past. So basically, all we wanted for like Christmas, anything, was to go to these music conferences that would come through Philadelphia and Harrisburg, the Millennium Music Conference, and you could sit in on panels, and like there's a lawyer panel, so we're learning about the business. There's a label panel, that kind of thing. And then we were the annoying, 13, 15-year-olds that were like, hey, we're in a band called Halestorm. Here's our cassette. Here's our CD that we made in some guy's basement, So I can't believe you remembered all that. That's amazing.
It's amazing to get to sit here all these years later and go like, damn, she really did it. But that's very unsurprising at the same time.
Mine is not as cool as that.
Crazy.
But I remember the first time I saw you guys was probably 2010.
Oh, yeah.
You were playing a radio festival in Des Moines, Iowa. And I was just, my band that I was with at the time was done doing their thing. So I was going to go get lunch. And you started the set. And this is, if you have the Live in Philadelphia album, it's how you start that album.
Yes.
And you came out and sang a cappella to start the set. And it stopped me in my tracks in the middle of a field. And I just remember turning and going, where is that voice coming from? And I stood slack-jawed for the 35 minutes that you had. My friend Chuck was your rep at the time. And I went and found Chuck, and I was like, I want everything you have on this band right now.
That's amazing.
And then shortly after, you guys went out on the road with the band that I was representing. And I remember drunkenly professing my love to you and the band in front of Madison, Wisconsin, and being like, you guys are going to save rock and roll, and one of these days I hope we get to work together. And then
here we are.
Full circle, 11 years ago this summer, I came back from New York, and you were playing Point Fest at the time, and I came up to you and I was like, do you want to keep it a secret? Bill McGathy just offered me a job. And it was like a party from that day forward.
That was so crazy. And I love it because I'm telling you, we all live in this business. There's different lifetimes that we've survived through, and to be able to spend all of those moments and have those moments of again, like geeking out. Like I've totally nerded out with you on all of our love for 80s metal and hard rock, and and
this one loves to laugh all the time.
To be able to be friends, and for him to feel that from somebody that you respect, because he's not here to blow smoke up me. It's like he's not there.
Oh, he's not a smoke blower.
He's not a smoke blower.
Us in the morning. I think that went well. Mm-hmm.
I really tried to bleep that out. That was a really terrible.
No, you did good.
Thank you. Yeah. Everyone got the idea, but it's like that to be able to have both with you now and kind of come full circle is such a beautiful thing. It's such a gift right now.
I so immensely respect you and adore you and love everything that is Lzzy Hale as a person, as a musician.
About how life is good, man. It's like it really is, and it's like even though we all do hard things. That's what we do, like as people, and we've survived through. We've lived to tell the tale, and I don't know. Here we are.
Well, there's a reason why I wanted all of us here, and we have a surprise for you.
Uh-oh.
And it's one that you know of, but I have someone I really
It's a
want
surprise
you to
I
meet.
know of.
It is. You know of this
Yes.
person, but I don't think you've ever met them.
Yes.
Can we bring Libby? So you know that we've been doing this Superstar Strays, and you have a
Yes.
dog who
And
bears your name.
I get to meet Libby in person today.
And this is Libby, aka Lzzy Hale.
Yes.
Yeah, for those that don't know, we had an initiative trying to get animals from 3 different shelters: St. Charles County Pet Adoption Center, Open Door Animal Sanctuary, and Stray Rescue of St. Louis adopted. And every stray got a superstar name. This happened to be Libby, who became Lzzy Hale. And
This is my spirit animal. Or I am hers. We're both.
you were gracious enough to share what we were doing with your legions of fans, and it really made a profound difference. And
I'm so glad.
It really kind of like put a spring in all of our steps when we were kind of in the depths of what, animal rescue means. There's people that do this day in and day out, and we take our hats off to them because it's a beautiful thing, but it's not the easiest thing. And that day when you did that really made a tremendous difference. And so this
I'm so glad.
Lzzy Hale, this is Lzzy Hale.
And we have breaking news on the
Breaking news as of today.
As of right now.
Did not know this walking in.
Yes. There is paperwork to be signed.
Hear that?
Libby is going home today.
You hear that, Libby? You get your forever home. Yeah. You're going to be so happy. That is so awesome. I'm so glad.
Yeah.
It meant so much to me to be paired with her because I got to kind of deep dive with my dad. My dad used to call me Libby when I was a kid. And so when I told him that I have a dog that I'm pairing up with, he immediately we got emotional about it. And it's like it was meant to be. So I'm so glad she gets her home today. That's
Yes, she
so
does.
awesome. Yeah. Oh, that's wonderful.
And now it's official? That's awesome.
That's awesome.
So there's a couple people around.
Thank you.
Warm round of applause.
Yes.
Thank you so much for everything that you do. Thank you so much for everything you did to help. This was a big, big day and a big moment to be able to sit here with you and do this and discuss everything from having a singular vision that drives you to the stage in front of thousands and thousands of people from a little tiny club in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, to discuss your retirement options, demolition derby driver meets stripper, and to celebrate Libby, aka Lzzy Hale, and her new forever home. We could not thank you enough. You absolutely rule.
Amen. Thank you so much for everything, guys. Seriously, it means a lot to be here, and thank you so much for being the village that raised me.
Shucks.